Hello! Happy holidays! Happy New Year! I am back and I am filming and it feels so good. I have a lot to show you guys today. I am bringing you my December book haul, which is kind of also like my Christmas haul at the same time. My bookshelves behind me are a mess because I actually got some new bookshelves for Christmas, so I am in the process of like moving stuff around and figuring out how I want everything to be, so I apologize for that. It's a cold day here in Texas and I'm like getting over a cold. I've got like my sweatshirt on and I was like, my hair is like doing something, and I was like, all right, this is clearly the perfect time to film a book haul. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and just get right into this. This is gonna be a very chill book haul. I kind of just want to hang out, so let's do that. So first up to show you, I did purchase quite a few books this month, but most of them were actually with gift cards that I received for Christmas. That's kind of what I asked everybody for Christmas, was some gift cards. So I did get this month Perversion by T.M. Frazier. This is a signed copy I actually ordered from like a month ago or so, and it came in like right at the beginning of December. So I'm actually reading this book currently. This is the first book in her newest trilogy that follows like gangs, I believe. I'm kind of only a little ways into it, but it's like a romance, I believe, between two members of opposing gangs. It's really good so far. And I did also, with this, like after getting into this book, I immediately went on Amazon and I ordered the second and third book. So the second book is Possession and the third book is Permission, which is quite a bit bigger than the other two, so that's kind of exciting. It's always really nice when the books get like longer in a series. So I do have the full trilogy just with the first book signed, but hopefully I can get the other two signed later on this year. I'm really excited to get into these. They are just romance reads with lots of stuff going on. I did also get another T.M. Frazier book. This is Tyrant. This is the second book in her King duet series. I don't know. There's like spin-off series from this one specifically. King is the first book, which I think I may have hauled last month or something like that. I also got that signed too. This one just came in at a different time than that one did. This one is also signed. The King series follows Dove and King, and Dove is suffering from amnesia. She does not know who she is, where she's from, anything about her life, and basically King takes her in a way. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's really good. If you like TM's books, I highly recommend picking it up if you already haven't, and I'm excited to have this on my shelf. I also picked up two Corinne Michaels books. The first one is Say You'll Stay. This is the first book in her, I always forget what the series is called. It's like it's a Return to Me series. I always forget that. This is the first book, this one. So in this series, it is a second chance romance from a relationship that ended about 17 years ago. The woman has moved on, she's married, she's got kids, the white picket fence, and then something happens. Her husband, you just know that her husband betrayed her. You don't know how or why or what. And things obviously fall apart and she ends up, you know, meeting back up with her ex-flame. And things go from there. It's actually a really good series. I am almost finished with this book. I meant to finish it last month, but then like I didn't. So, but now that I have it in like physical copy, I'm more likely to get it done a lot quicker than just reading it on my Kindle. So I'm excited to have this. It is a really good series. I think all the books are kind of like maybe second chance or like have some themes of second chance. I also picked up Sam Yours, which I believe is the third book in the series. I already own the second book in physical form, so I wanted to just go ahead and pick up the third book, and this one follows a different brother from the others. I'm not sure about this book at all, and I kind of don't want to know because I don't want to give anything away, because I haven't read the other first two. I haven't finished the first two books in the series yet, so I wanted to have it though on my shelf, and I will be seeing Corinne at a signing later on this year, so at least I can get them signed, which is really exciting. Next up, I did pick up Anything You Can Do by R.S. Gray. R.S. Gray, I've read one of her books, The Fox and the Hound, and I really enjoyed that one, and this is one of my best friends. This is one of her favorite books by R.S. Gray, and she's read like most of them, so I really trust her opinion on R.S. Gray. This one I believe is like two competing doctors, I think, and a romance between them that kind of spurs out. I don't know if it's enemies to lovers or anything like that. I'm excited to read it. I love the color of the covers. R.S. Gray has some of the best, like, beautiful covers. I love them so much. George was jealous. He wanted to be on camera too, didn't you, buddy? Oh, snuggles. He wants to snuggle too because it's so cold here today, huh? Moving on from that, I also picked up just for really cheap at Barnes & Noble, Brave Enough by M. Leighton. I can't remember if I've read this book or not. I think I've read books in this series, unsure. May even have some of them on my shelf. I like M. Leighton's writing, and she's a new adult author. This book was actually probably published a while ago. I think this one's been out for a while now, so I'm unsure about it. It sounds like it sounds like it's a dark, sexy story is how it's described on the back. So I'm excited to get into it. I think it may be a part of a series, so I'll have to see where I fall in reading that series, because I do kind of like to read stuff in a series, you know, in order. So we'll see, but eventually I will get to this, and I'm excited to have it on my shelf. I did also pick up this month Vicious by L.J. Shen. This is the limited edition cover for Vicious that came out, and this is the first book of her Sinners of Saint series. I have read and love Vicious. It's one of my favorite books by her. It's definitely a hate to love romance, kind of second chancey, not truly because they didn't ever actually date, but it's really good. Definitely recommend it. And I'm so excited to have this beautiful cover on my shelf. I love it very much. Most excitingly for me is Sex Not Love by V. Keeland. This is a book that is, I think, a fairly recent release for her. For some reason, I read most of these Vi's. I don't know how to say her name. Is it Vi? It might be Vi. I should look that stuff up, but this is a lazy book haul, so whatever. And this book is, I think, a newer release for her. I have no idea what it's about. I really don't like to know what stuff is about because I know it's going to be a romance book. I know I'm going to love it, and she writes amazing books, so I'm excited to read it. I like the cover, and we'll see how it goes. It's actually quite a bit bigger than I was anticipating, which is exciting. Also picked up a book by K.F. Breen, I'm not sure how to say it, Sin and Chocolate. This is a big book. When I got it in, I was like, oh my gosh, I was not anticipating that. I've read some K.F. books before, just from my Kindle. This is the first actual like physical copy of a book of hers that I ordered, and I like the cover. I like the blue. I have a thing for like blue and purple. So pretty. I have no idea what this book is about. She tends to write books that are kind of like set in modern times, but with like fantastical elements. Usually there's like some sort of a magic in them. So let's see. It says, when Kieran, a sinfully sexy demigod at the pinnacle of power, crashes into my life, suddenly my whole world is turned upside down. Okay, so like it's gonna have demigods in it, which is awesome. Sounds like there's probably gonna be magic, which is awesome, and romance. So like this is perfect. I cannot wait to read this book. The second book in the series recently released, so if I like it, then I will just move right on to that one. And this book is a clunker, so it'll probably take me some time to get through, maybe. So picked up a book by, is it Jeannie? I'm not sure how to say it. Frost. This is The Beautiful Ashes. This is the first book in the Broken Destiny novels. I don't know anything about this series. I actually just saw it at half price and I was like, this looks like something I would read. It says, ever since she was a child, Ivy has been gripped by visions of strange realms just beyond her own. But when her sister goes missing, Ivy discovers the truth is far worse. Her hallucinations are real, and her sister is trapped in a parallel realm. And the one person who believes her is the dangerously attractive guy who's bound by an ancient legacy to betray her. Alright, yeah, so exactly. I would totally read something like this, and I have been wanting to get into Jeannie's books, and I saw this, and I was like, okay, let's try it. So I'm gonna try it. I did pick up Loving Ian, don't know how to say it, by L. Christensen. This is the second book in the Fagard series. I read the first book, was it a month or two ago? Unsure on that. And I thought it was okay. I thought the series at least had potential. They are like smutty fae reads, so which is exciting. Sometimes we all need a good smutty read. I'm hoping this book will deliver, and I don't really want to know too much about it because the back really gives away a lot of the story, so I'm not going to read the back, and I'm just going to say hopefully I can read this soon. I also picked up The Ones Who Got Away by Ronnie Lauren. This book is actually something very different for me that I would usually pick up. I think it's like a murder mystery book with romance in it, which I don't read like any murder mystery kinds of books ever really. So I've heard such good reviews about this book that I wanted to pick it up, and it comes really highly recommended. So I figured I would get it and I would see how it goes. It's always good to, like, you know, kind of expand your horizons, and I thought that this would maybe be a good introduction into that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to get to this one. It's kind of a little bit bigger, so I don't know when I'll get to it, but hopefully I can do soon. That way I can find out if I'm into this kind of genre of books. We'll see. I did also pick up 3 books by Patricia Briggs. That is so hard for me to say out loud. Wow, okay. The first book I picked up is Moon Called. It is a Mercy Thompson novel, the first book in the Mercy Thompson series world, whatever it is. This book, of course, follows Mercy, and I am currently reading it with a friend, and it's like, is a skinwalker, and she can like transform into a coyote. There are werewolves, there are vampires, and there's like all these other mystical fae creatures, which is really exciting. I've heard so much about this series. I think it's very slow burn on like the romance side, which is totally fine because Mercy is totally kick butt. I'm excited to see where this goes and how it all plays out. I did also pick up the first 2 books in her Alpha and Omega series, which are, I believe, tied into like the Mercy Thompson world. So my friend and I are going to be reading this series and kind of seeing how it goes. And I always think it's funny how authors, like, they write other books in different series, but then they're tied into the world, so they have to read all these books, but I'm excited for it. Hopefully it goes well. I know absolutely nothing about them. I just know that most of them I think are shifter novels. Unsure. Excited to see how this all plays out though. I also picked up I Hate Fairyland Volume 4, Sadly Never After, which is like the perfect title. I'm so sad that this series is over. I have not read it yet because I'm still depressed about the fact that this is the last volume of I Hate Fairyland that we'll be getting, because this is like one of my favorite graphic novelizations, and I can't believe that it got canceled. So I'm kind of sad. I will pick it up soon though. It's very, very, very small, which makes me sadder, but I just love the artwork. Like, if you like bright colors, I Hate Fairyland, I'm sure most of us have heard about by now. It follows Gertrude, who has been stuck in this fairyland world for a very long time, like 30 some odd years, I want to say, and she's like over it and begins murdering all of the cute fairy creatures because why not, I guess. I don't know. It's messed up, but funny and full of dark humor, which is always really good. And I'm sad to see it go, but yes. And also, most excitingly, I did pick up 3 books by another author that I love and adore, and that is J.R. Ward. The first book that I picked up is The Bourbon Kings by her, and I'm going to be buddy reading this with some friends of mine this month. This is the first book in a saga about a family, and I don't know much about it. It sounds like it's a southern family defined by wealth and privilege and compromised by secrets, deceit, and scandal. So I'm into it. I don't know if, like, because like her other books are pretty romance centered. I don't know if romance is like a true center point in these books, but I'm curious to find out. I'm excited to read them. It's J.R. Ward, so I'm sure I will love it. I also picked up another novel in her Fallen Angels series. This is Crave. I believe this is book 2. I'm going to be picking up this series very soon, so I wanted to have this book available to me. And this is, of course, follows Angels Unsure. Sounds like 7 deadly sins, 7 souls that must be saved. And I know it all kind of ties into her Black Dagger Brotherhood series at some point, so I'm very interested in reading and finding out like where the crossovers are, and we'll see how it goes. I also picked up Lover at Last. This is, I don't even know what number this is. This is actually later on in the series than where I'm at currently, but I found it for cheap at half price, and it's hardcover. And the guy on the front is going to be Quinn, and he has 2 different eye colors, and I think it's super cool that they did that on this book, and I'm excited to get to it. I've decided I want to start collecting the series in hardcover. I know that like the first 6 books are really hard to find in hardcover, but at least the last few that have come out I can at least pick up in hardcover. I'm excited to have them on my shelves. It's beautiful inside. It's got this beautiful dagger on the end pages. Excited to get to this book particularly. And my wonderful friend, who was my Secret Santa this year, sent me 2 books. She sent me Shadow, Bright and Burning by Jessica Cluess. This is a book I've been meaning to pick up for a while now. It sounds like this is a book about like the first female sorcerer and like ages, and she like finds out if she's like the prophesized one or not. Don't know much about it. Don't need to know much about it. I like the cover. I've heard mixed reviews on this series, so I'm excited to see kind of where I will fall into it, and thank you so much. She also got me The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden, which is a book I have been meaning to read for like since it came out. This is I think a Russian, it was like based on a Russian fairy tale, which is really cool. This is book 1 of the Winter Night trilogy. Very excited to get into this. I've heard so much about it. It's got like so many good reviews and also like so many bad reviews. So another one of those that like people are really on the fence about. So I'm curious to see where I will fall. So thank you so much, Bianca, for getting me these. I'm so excited to read them. Hopefully I can get to them soon, which is something I say about every book, but soon. Alright, so this is my December book haul. I am not going to hold them all up because I do not trust myself. But with that, I will hopefully see you guys soon, and hopefully I can get my shelves sorted out soon so I can do a bookshelf tour. I hope everybody had a fantastic December. I am so ready for 2019, and hopefully I can get to all of these books in 2019. That will be exciting to see. I will see you guys soon. Bye!